Thank you for all of you to be here. I'm so pleased and happy to be in this amazing event. And thanks TEDxHarlem to organize something like that, because I believe that what you mentioned, Carlos, change happens with everybody. I mean, if we want to make a difference in the world, it's through people, through you, through the grassroots, to people that really care. And the world is becoming more and more with big problems. We have more wars. We have problems in the environment. Climate change is just what's happening now in the world is really affecting everyone. And if we don't do something now, it's going to be very difficult to survive. The planet will continue. It's the human being, it's us. It's the future, it's the young. It's the present and future generations that will be affected by climate change. So Ecuador has taken an amazing initiative. The Amazon of Ecuador, we have a place in the Amazon of Ecuador that it's unique in the world, that has the highest biodiversity ever. In just 1 million hectares, there is more variety of plants and trees than all United States and Canada together, just to give you an example of this unique place. It has the biggest biodiversity in flora and fauna, but also it has at least 2 communities, indigenous communities, in voluntary isolation. But also we have another richness that is there, and it's underground, it's oil. And because of this unique place, we shouldn't touch it, because it's so fragile that if we really take the oil, we have to cut trees. We have to damage this unique place that gives oxygen to the world. It hadn't been touched with all the climate change, when the glaciation that happens, the frozen of the Amazon and the world. This is the only place that was not affected thousands and millions of years ago, and it's not affected now for climate change because of the unique position in the equator and the Andes. It crosses there, so it's just kept. So we are trying to work, the government of Ecuador, the people of Ecuador have taken the decision of leaving this place intact and keeping the oil, but we need the co-responsibility and the contribution of everyone. The thing with these projects that we have, and it's innovative, it's holistic, it's unique, it's avant-garde, is that it doesn't feel because it's far. So what we wanted to do is bring it to you, to your neighborhood. And I would like to show a video that was prepared for that. And then we'll talk afterwards. Please.
You feel when they pump oil in the park?
I mean, I thought these parks were for the people. I mean, I bring my kids to this park. What about...
No, you gotta talk to your representative. What's going on here? I don't have any power here.
Are you kidding me with this? We're supposed to be planting trees. We're not supposed to be digging for oil in this park.
But the thing is, they put this thing in a public park.
Officer, this is totally unacceptable. You understand now, right?
Is there anything we can do about this?
They're entitled to. They have a permit. There's nothing we can do.
as you see, when it happens next to us, then we feel it. And I think New York knows about that. I think what happened in September 11, and September, in September 11 was something that changed the world because it happened here. When you see on TV, on the news and pictures, the killings, what's happening with disasters, you see it far away. But when it comes to you, then you realize the importance of it and that we have to act, we have to do something. The world is so interconnected, we are all so interconnected that no matter how far away the problem is, whether it's in Africa, in Asia, or Latin America, or here, it affects us all, and especially on those issues of oxygen that we need to the world. The YASUNI is the unique place in the Amazon that if it's not saved, as I said, what will happen is not for Ecuador only, it's to the world. It doesn't belong to us. This park is to the world. I mean, we want to keep it because we believe that as Ecuadorians, we care for the environment, and in the only constitution in the world that gives rights to the earth is the Constitution of Ecuador, because we believe that we have to work in harmony with the earth that is giving us so much, and we have to give something in exchange. I think it's a moment of action. I think if we don't do something now, it will be too late. Already, it's a little late. But what we need is all of you to unite. It's for our present and future generations that we are working. This decision was taken by the government of Ecuador, by the country of Ecuador. 90% of the Ecuadorians are agreeing on this. We have created a fund at the United Nations Development Program for the contributions of small amounts, of any amounts, to save this unique place. We don't want to take the oil, but the place that has given the most is Ecuador, because it's foregoing the exploitation. We will get more than $20 billion if we exploit the oil. But we're saying no. We want only a certain amount, a small amount, 3.6 billion in the next 13 years, because we need the money. And we are ready not to touch it forever. So what we are asking is action. We really need awareness. We need everybody to know that it's not just Ecuador that has to do this. It's every one of us. If we really want to live in a place where it's peaceful, because peace is not just nonviolence, it's about non-exclusion, it's about not including everyone, but it's about living in harmony with the earth. So we have to do something. I think this is the place. I don't want to speak anymore in places like the Summit for Climate Change, that they just talk and nothing is done. I don't want to speak in places that really what we see is that something is written, but when it comes to do something really and put it on the table, nobody does it. This is the first country that is doing something. It's Ecuador. And what we'd like really from every one of you to pass the word, to enter into the website, to see that this is something that is good for everyone, that we have to save the planet. And this is an example of how to do it. By avoiding emissions, by not taking out the oil, not cutting the trees, just by not taking the oil that we have around 1 billion barrels underground. It's more than 410 million tons of CO2 that will not be given to the atmosphere, is what France or Brazil in 1 year take out in the atmosphere. And by not cutting the trees, it's another 800 million tons of CO2. So it's really a place that if you go there, you feel that you are near God. The word YASUNI in the Guarani language means sacred land, protected by God because it was not touched. And what the people that live there, the only thing they want is, please, don't spoil our last paradise. It's the last place in the Amazon that has not been affected by climate change. I can go on and on talking about this initiative because it's so passionate, really, and it's so unique. But what I want is the people to understand that it's not for us anymore. It's for our present and future generations. It's for our children. We have lived, maybe, in a better world, yes or no, but what's happening now, if we don't act, this is going to be really a disaster in the next years, and it's not too far when the problems could happen. So what I want to ask you, really, it's to go into that link, see what more about YASUNI you can find, and send messages to everyone, and just let's create this movement Let's create this movement together for peace with our only place that we have, which is this planet. Thank you very much.